Titipo Titipo, the model version, by Barnhouse Company, read by the new storyteller. Series 1, Episode 1, The Night Shift. Not so very near across the ocean, in a country of South Korea, there was a railway. It was called Town, home of 3 diesel engines living in house sheds in the shape of houses. And it had a gateway station where a station master would work out the jobs on a clipboard. His name is Mr. Herb, and he's looking out for his engines. The 3 diesels were just arriving from the harbour after doing a tour of their railway. Their names are Titipo, Genie, and Diesel. They stopped at the gateway station, spotting Mr. Herb waiting. "Morning, Titipo, Genie, and Diesel. What have you been up to this morning?" he would say. "We've been showing Thomas round, Mr. Herb," said Titipo. "First, we showed him the train wash, which he had a bath." "The forest with a mine," said Genie. "We showed him that so as to fill up his bunker of coal." "Genie gave him a tow so his steam wouldn't give us away to you," said Diesel. "We didn't want to get into trouble when hiding it." "A coal mine, you see, that's been shut down for years. You know not to use it because it's dangerous," said Mr. Herb. "We know it is, but we got his coal so he could get home," said Titipo. "Is it the track inside that's weak? Thomas told us he had an accident with passing aboard, and his weight pushed the track down. He went in a little bit, but not too far," added Diesel. "Anyway, is there anything we can do tomorrow?" asked Genie. "There isn't any job to do. It's your day off," said Mr. Herb. "You can visit the mine, just as long as you don't use the coal mine. It needs to be looked at from the workers." Titipo, Genie, and Diesel rode to their sheds. "Do you know what we can do the next day?" asked Titipo. "What are we to do the next day?" asked Genie. "Thomas told us he comes from Tasmania, Australia's state, so I was thinking we could visit it," said Titipo. "Oh yeah, and he showed us the buffers in the warehouse at the harbour." "I wonder what we can explore when we get there?" asked Diesel. "Well, there's lots of new things," said Titipo. "Our passengers were wanting to visit this village called, what is it? Tala. And there's an engine by the name of Wee Georgia Wood. It's all very well to talk about our new destination, but we need paper records, as Thomas said so. Where to ask Mr. Herb if he can arrange it," said Diesel, remembering their passport things. "Oh, he might if we tell him about what it's like. Thomas didn't tell him, so he doesn't know." They saw Mr. Herb walking up to them. "Were you talking about your new destination, you three?" he asked. Yes, we were, Mr. Herb. We were wondering if you would arrange our visit to Tasmania. Thomas didn't tell you, said Jeanie. I haven't heard about Australia for years. That's where Thomas came from. Of course I'll arrange it. But you'll have to take the boat. All right then, said Titipo. We'll take that. Mr. Herb made the paper records, then put them in the cabs. The engines went to their shed, but went off to the mine first. The cave was a minute away from the coal mine, so they went inside it to plan a plot. We can't take the boat. It will be a long journey, said Diesel. I'd be sick and probably spit smoke fumes. That's why we've come here to our mine area, guys, said Titipo. We're not taking the boat, we're taking the buffers in the warehouse at the harbour. We'll do it at night after we get a wash. We can't go to Tasmania all grubby. We have to go through security so as to get checked all over for any case of bad viruses, said Jeanie. It's still daytime, said Diesel, so we'll have to sleep. It's just what we'll do, said Titipo. Come on now, let's get cleaned up. The 3 Diesels left the mine and went straight to the train wash, then went to the sheds to sleep. Night came. Train town was quiet. Not a single engine was out of any shed. Titipo, Diesel, and Jeanie were awake as owls ready for night flight. Right now, guys, Mr. Herb's asleep. We'll sneak through the gateway and head to the harbour. Keep quiet, though. We mustn't make a noise. The boat's not at the harbour. We'll go to the warehouse, but we can't be seen, said Diesel. It's our first secret travel without going over water, said Jeanie. Let's find the warehouse. Follow me, single file, said Titipo. Keep an eye out for the workmen at the harbour. One by one, the engines left their houses, passing the gateway, which they found to their surprise that Mr. Herb, as they stopped, was not in his office when the lights were turned off. With a careful slip, they sneaked away towards the harbour. On the way, they saw a road with a police car out on patrol. Pat was looking out for night burglars. If he sees sudden movement, he would turn on his big light to find who made it. Titipo, Jeanie, and Diesel suddenly had a worried feeling. Their lights were on, so if they pass him, Pat would stop them, then report to Mr. Herb. So they turned off their headlights. The moon was shining brightly, giving them a view of the track, while slowing to let Pat drive out of sight. They turned on their headlights again and could safely continue on to the harbour. It was an hour till water came to their sight. The harbour was drawing near and as Diesel had stood corrected, the boat was not there. There wasn't any workmen about either. "There's the warehouse," said Titipo. "Let's go to it quietly." So they began sneaking into the harbour. As soon as they got to the warehouse, they noticed that the doors were closed. "Oh no! They must have closed it at the end of the day," said Diesel. "There must be a way to get in there," said Titipo. "Look, guys," said Jeannie. "Someone's forgotten this key." "Oh, good. We can unlock it, then get through the buffers." Titipo picked up the key. He unlocked it, and the doors opened up. "I found a button to open it," said Diesel. "That has to come second." "Let's get in and lock it again," said Titipo. In they went and closed the door. Titipo locked it and put the key in a box inside it so as to not let the harbour know someone broke in. Here was the moment of truth coming to them. There in front of them was the buffers. "Are you guys ready?" "Yes, we are." "Then let's go through them." Titipo and his friends zoomed towards the buffers. A flash appeared as they went through them, one by one. Before any workmen would look inside, they were out of sight.